So to look at another example that gets into streamlining some existing workflows, we have the power of multiple data pipelines. I'm the data strategist. I love this stuff. So a little bit about JaxEvents. So it's ASM Global's Jacksonville events. They're in Jacksonville, Florida. They've got 7 different venues. It includes like an NFL stadium. They've got ViStar Arena that's huge for concerts and things like that. So they've got a massive fan base across all these properties. That means that they also have incredibly diverse data. So they've got multiple ticketing systems coming in for each of these venues. They capture attendees through Wi-Fi registration forms. Several of the venues have advanced parking reservations, so they're capturing data that way. And a bunch of disparate mailing lists that they use for their newsletters. And we'll talk about the newsletter a little bit because that's kind of the big win of this example. So across all of these systems, we're looking at like 2.8 million individual records. It's always growing. I think we're close to 3 million already in their environment. So it becomes incredibly important to identify which of these records actually belong to the same person and be able to link them together so that you can create a more holistic view of that fan. So you see like Amanda bought a ticket to a concert last week. She also upgraded to premium parking. That gives you one single record with all of that activity in one place. So again, you're getting that depth of knowledge for the individual fan. The graph on the right here, that kind of circly graph, shows the breakdown of how we were able to narrow their fan data into actual contactable records. So the little green slice at the bottom, that 84,000, those are fans who contributed to the system from one of these systems, but did not have any contact info or didn't have valid contact information. Maybe that's just all 5s for the phone number, bogus email addresses, things like that. So we can drop that out of where your communications are going so they're not just wasted dollars. Then we've got valid fan records, fans that in good faith are interacting on these different channels. Well, we're able to evaluate each record, determine whether these 2 records or 3 or 4 or more are actually all belonging to the same person and just representing different ways that they're interacting with your brand. So we create these deeper profiles that are more accurate, more holistic, and you can outreach to each person at their best contact info.
Yeah, I'll chime in actually a little bit from a marketing perspective on this one. I know, especially looking at it from marketing eyes, if you see like, wow, we've got 3 million fans, but all of a sudden you're telling me that, oh, you can only contact 1.3 of them. I know that can be a little intimidating, maybe not the results that you're hoping to see right out of the gate, maybe if you're onboarding with FanThreeSixty, but it's important to remember, just like Amanda just described, that 1.3, the contactable, the blue chunk there, is the most specific intentional version of who that fan is. So maybe their contact preference, it's going to get rid of, the Kendra at Gmail versus Kendra at Hotmail. I feel like we all have some sort of like spam email that we send things to, but getting them to the right email so that they will actually open it. So getting kind of goes back to our business efficiency, but we want to be efficient with the humans in your office, like who they're reaching out to, but also efficient with your marketing dollars. Like why waste money reaching out to bogus email accounts and email or phone numbers that we can't actually contact people. So just some kind of background behind that number. I know I would be a little taken aback if I looked at it, but it's for very good reason and really gets you the most efficient fan list.
And we really saw this work well for JaxEvents. So all of those records can come together into what becomes an actionable audience. And in this use case, we created a single distribution list of over about 500,000 fans to drive their newsletter to. So the engagement rate for those communications went up to 65%, which is pretty impressive for a recurring newsletter. They ended up selling over 10,000 tickets and generating over $1 million in revenue from this method of outreach. And they're continuing to increase their distribution list over time. So they've embedded through our FanThreeSixty forms sign up list to say, yep, I would like to explicitly opt in to this newsletter marketing, get early deals, things like that. And that is proactively driving more traffic to what has become an incredibly effective marketing tool.
It is, and Amanda even mentioned, because JaxEvents has a lot going on. They've got 7 different venues, and their fans vary, as you can imagine, between 7 venues. So a lot of their fans may have attended a Jaguars game, an NFL game, so that's why they're in their system. Well, they may or may not be interested in like an upcoming fundraiser that one of their museums is hosting. So this is super important to kind of drill down to who these people are, get them into the appropriate audiences, which is what FanThreeSixty, I know we'll talk a little bit more about audiences. Julian touched on it too, but it really is just the most efficient way to reach them. And then also one that I like here in this graphic is the, I guess, kind of phone screenshot here. This is our forms, and I like that this one includes the birthday. So super simple. It seems very like, okay, sure, I'll just enter my email address as far as the fans' perspective. But then that turns back around for your staff, your sales and marketing staff, to say, okay, here's all the people who have a birthday in the month of December. Let's maybe send them a merch discount or a ticket offer leading up to their birthday month, just kind of as a nod to the a little bit enhanced fan experience, whether that's through your mobile app or a specific email to them. So again, finding them for the events that they are most interested in, and maybe a specific call out or reach out, like a birthday, that would pique their interest the most.